What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have a small hobby news here. We are talking about the wonderful thing that simultaneous translation update that Bandai had decided that we were going to do so that we could catch up in the English to the Japanese. We're going to be talking about where we are at with it, what's going on, what I think is kind of the feeling with it, and how I think, the end result's going to be. It's been, we're probably about a little more than halfway, maybe 2/3 into the simultaneous translation update, and I think a lot of people are feeling it right now. So hey, if you enjoyed this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. So 2.5 is really the end of the simultaneous translation update. It marks the last kind of big push, and then in in April, both us and Japan will get BT21. So that'll be like when things get back to normal. But it's been a really big push. We've had set after set. We went from, what was it? We got BT16 in May, late May. And then we had a really big BT15 format. We had BT15 from February all the way to May. So that was quite a long format. And then we had BT16 in the end of May. And then at the end of June, we had EX6. And then at the very beginning of August, so like the first couple days of August, was actually the release, not the pre-release, for BT17. So literally a month out. A little bit more about an extra week in September. So like middle of September, we got EX7. And then pretty much again, just literally like a month and a week later after that, we got 2.0, which was super late anyway, so it was longer, but 2.0 was out. If it would have been delayed, it would have been different, but it wasn't delayed everywhere. So it was literally like 4 to 5 weeks per set release, which is nuts. Now we actually have a little bit of a break because now we have basically all of November and all of December. So we got November. We got like 2 months basically in between, and they are dropping the limited set at Christmas. So it's not actually like they're even giving us a break because they're dropping the limited set at Christmas plus the premium heroines set, although I don't count that because that's a premium Bandai item. But the limited set, it's kind of like a little mini set. And it's got a lot of cards people need, are going to need in the game. So I definitely would say I count the limited set as kind of like a little mini set, way for them to make money off us at Christmas time. But there's that, and then finally there's going to be in January we're going to have EX8. I don't know when we're going to have EX8. I can't remember what the date was, but I think I feel like it's around the middle of the month. I'm thinking. I know I got it on my pre-order list anyways. So yeah. I know, and then of course you have 2.0, which is going to be the end of February there. So EX8, actually sooner than that. EX8 is supposed to be the 10th of January. Good job, Bandai. You're bleeding us dry after Christmas. Wait to see how that goes. So it's actually the 10th of January. And then you have basically another 6 weeks, and we're going to have 2.5, right? So 2.5. Where we have 2.5. 2.5 is the 28th, I believe. 28th of February. So yeah. Wow. I thought it was at least the middle of January. I thought it was like at least like the 15th to the 18th. That would have been smarter. Give us a little extra time after Christmas to recover. Drop that in the middle of the month, and then drop 2.0. So you're going to have a little bit of time between EX8 and 2.0. I mean, that's probably why they're starting to release a lot of the cards on. They're starting to show us a lot of the EX8 cards on Facebook now, because it's almost December. It's like you got 20 days, just a little bit less, just a little bit more than 30 days, 35 days, pretty much till Christmas. And then you got, what is it? And then you got another basically 15 days till EX8 after that. 15, 16 days. So yeah. It's coming up fast. Holy, I didn't even think about that. That is nuts. This is what the thing about the simultaneous translation update that really bothers me is, they're pushed to do this in like a year. I think has created a little bit of a problem for the community. I see so many posts about people like selling their collections, quitting. Right now, we're in Canada, and I know Canada's economy is not great. We have people like going to food banks every day. We have people, who can't have to choose between heating their house and feeding their families. We in the cold winters, we have really cold winters here, and that's awful. Like, so you think Bandai, you think people are gonna be playing your game when they have those life, decisions to make? I mean, luckily I'm in a place where me and my family are doing well, but it could easily change. You never know around here. So I know definitely I would say the push for this has affected a lot of players because they cannot keep up with the game, and they're saying, okay, what's the point? And honestly, I would not say that the box support has been that great this year, as of late this year. I think they honestly have given us less in boxes. They've cheaped out like all those sets where you got foil eggs and they weren't like, all like full arts like they used to do. It was just showed they were cheaping out. It's like, oh, we'll just, here's your box topper. Here's exactly the same foil copy of this Digi-Egg. Well, you used to do better. Oh, okay, well, like they cheaped out. There was a lot of sets where you thought you were going to get a lot more. There were some sets that were really good, but they were few and far between. Like EX5, honestly, was one of the last best ones. EX7 did have the Legend Pack, which was really cool. So that was, but like you had to wait half a year for that. That was January to September. No, that's even more. That's 9 months. A lot of sets were very lackluster with the box toppers. I feel like they didn't do a good job. The LM thing was awful, was horrible in BT15. So like, you're not getting the same value that you used to get from buying a box of Digimon. Especially with the 2.0, the increase to supers. I personally liked that, but at the same time, it devalued a lot of the cards in the set. So it made it honestly awful to buy booster boxes, especially if you didn't get those booster boxes at pre-release. For people who didn't like me, I'm sorry, because I feel like we all got hosed. We got super hosed, honestly, and that's really frustrating. So all these different things, and part of that was half of Canada didn't get their stuff because of shipping, and that was a mess too. But yeah, Bandai should have just called the delay for everyone. I think, like when they delayed to Europe, I feel bad for Europe too. But like the economy in the States is not doing much better than Canada here. So you have this bad economy problem. And you have all this push for product to just keep the game moving forward. I think a lot of people get disenfranchised, just lose kind of that sparkle in their eye about the game. And right now, honestly, the meta is not that great. It's a lot of the same stuff over and over and over again. A lot of the same engines being used in different low-end engines being used in high-end decks. You got Imperial Dramon, for example, which uses not just Imperial Dramon, but the Magnamon. So it uses the same low-end engine to propel Magnamon back up to, status, the Digimon toolbox method, basically. Same with the Galaxy toolbox method, propelling cards like Mirage, Gaugamon, and other really strong blue high-end cards up to champion status like Hexablau, right? You don't even play any of the other Hexablau cards from EX7. Same with things like the Lord Nightmon, the purple Lord Nightmon build. It is just the low end is the Leviamon, Dobermon, purple trash one, gain memory, trash one draw, gain memory, gain. That's just the same engine. They're just using the same engine for every new good high end card. Okay, so now Leviamon's a little less relevant. So now we're just going to run the Lord Nightmon package as the high end for that same. So you see, the meta is not in a good place. Ace cards are very scary. You have the Shoto Mother combo, which is just really degenerate. And honestly, I'm surprised it hasn't been errated yet. So you got all these problems with the meta. You got the economy problems. And then you got Bandai just steamrolling like a train with all this stuff. And just pushing and pushing and pushing. And I see more players quitting the game because they just can't keep up. They got more important things to do. And I don't see a lot of people joining the game. So, I mean, like, we have a good core group of people that'll probably never quit. But a lot of people are just kind of jumping ship, I feel. And I don't think the game is going to die. But I just think that it's going to be not as big and bright once all this is said and done. I think, and they did this too when I was X-Wing player. 2.0 killed the game for a lot of people. A lot of people still hung on until FFG, unfortunately, was unceremoniously stripped of all their games and given to the awful company that's AMG by the awful big parent company Asmodee. But the same kind of thing. They just kept picking at it until it lost support. Do I think that's going to happen with Digimon? Maybe not. Card games are easier to stay invested in, and there's always new people to get interested in them. I just think right now the meta makes it hard for people to get into Digimon. I think other things like that, if you want to play all these different decks, that's great. You can't play them in a tournament scene. There's a lot of decks that are okay, but you will not do good with at a tournament scene. Whereas before I felt like you could take a deck like Gallantmon, like Red Hybrid last format when it wasn't really topping as much. You could take so many of those decks and bring them to a tournament and they do well. And now it's like, no, you cannot do that. You're going to get smashed. You're going to get, it's not going to be fun for you. You're going to sit there and your opponent's just going to it's basically going to be like Yu-Gi-Oh! So I feel like that is a place where the game is going, which is very dangerous. And especially with this big push, we're going through format to format to format. A lot of stuff is not sticking, honestly. Like a lot of the new stuff is not sticking. It's not having a super big impact. You're having like one or two decks or one or two cards in the set that really make a difference to the game, which is just crazy in my opinion. But it's, and of course we're going to get this in February, which is going to be all of BT20 and all BT20 and the rest of BT19, which is going to be a super huge set. It's going to be lots of stuff in it. So it'll be interesting to see what they do for the box toppers for this. I think we're getting a legend pack in EX8, which has some cool cards in it, so that'll be nice. Hopefully that'll reinvigorate people. It's just the fact that everything's so close together is really, I think, what's killing people. Is like they need that break between sets where, it's like, okay, enjoy the cards I have until we have to get into this new meta, this new, if I have to invest into this new set. And I think that is a bit of a problem. That is something that unfortunately drives people away from the game, is just that having to invest so heavily this whole year. Like, I'm really hoping there's some good breaks next year once we get to BT21. Like, if it's in April, I'm expecting that we will not see another set until like the end of July. Maybe we'll see an EX set in June. It's kind of average. It was June and June and November, December kind of thing like that, or June and January. It was when you get the EX sets, but which was when things were close together because you had an EX set kind of a month and a half after a main set, and that was when things got kind of the tight crunch. But now that everything's been tight crunched, it just feels like it's an endless train, and I think that's what I think people are feeling, the frustration with that. And I, like I said, we got 2 more to go. January 10th, right after Christmas, 16 days after Christmas. When we're broke from Christmas, broke from all the gift giving and all the other stuff. I just think that that's the stupidest thing ever. Like, that's the stupidest release date ever. But we'll have to wait and see. And we'll see if it comes out on time, honestly, because things are getting messier and messier as it goes on. I think EX7 was delayed by a week and then the stuff with 2.0, like, they're having problems. Like, they definitely bought off more than they could chew. But tell me what your guys' thoughts about the simultaneous translation update. Do you think that they have done a good job? Do you think that they, made it worthwhile for us? Because I personally don't think that they did. I was very underwhelmed by the box toppers in this set. It just seemed all over the place. The Lucky Pack, I think, was dumb. The Lucky Pack was so freaking stupid. I thought if we were only getting 7 supers or 8 supers or 7 supers, and that was going to be your 8th super or maybe another secret, I pulled 12 boxes and didn't pull a single secret from the Lucky Pack. So that was already, and the secret's already, guaranteed 1 secret per box. So they were already low. Like, the Lucky Pack honestly should have had an alt. That would have been a better incentive. The Lucky Pack, when we were getting like 11 to 12 supers per box, I guess if you count that with the Lucky Pack, so like 10 or 11 supers per box, even 10. If you're only getting 10 supers, you did not need a Lucky Pack. That actually made things worse because it devalued your supers faster. So I think the Lucky Pack was completely dumb. It was like this, hey, we'll give them another super. Well, we're already giving them 11. We're giving them 4 more than they usually get from a regular box. That was just dumb to me. So, I don't know what you guys' thoughts about that were, but the Lucky Pack was completely stupid. And anyone who thinks it was them being nice, it was them trying to seem like they were being nice. They were just trying to oh, they'll love us for this and stuff like that, pander and not really give us anything. So I think the Lucky Pack was a bomb. But tell me what your guys' thoughts were. Are you tired of the simultaneous translation update? Are you ready for this to be over? Are you ready for it to be March? I feel like I kind of am. I do like a lot of stuff in EX8. I haven't really paid attention to BT20, and I'm not even sure if I'm paying attention really to the rest of BT19. I know what's coming, and I just don't even know if it'll move the needle for the meta. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.